Hey guys, Trina here. So, just got back from garage sales probably a few hours ago. It's nighttime now, but had a long day. We did a lot of birthday stuff for my wife's mom after garage sales and everything, and we're just now getting home and getting the kiddos to bed and everything. And so, just wanted to show you what I picked up today. It was actually pretty nutty once I looked at it. I picked up a Switch with 12 games. This, it comes with multiple sets of Joy-Cons, like 3 sets of Joy-Cons, a brand new set of Joy-Cons. There's a Switch in here, and these are all Mario games, except there's a couple of like Sonic in there and everything like that. This Switch had games in here, just I think 5 games, yeah, but pretty good. It's got Scarlet, Adventure Time, Deluxe, Smash Bros. Party. So I picked this collection up for $140, and I picked this collection up for $220. The guy just wanted to let it go. It was at a garage sale. I asked him if he had games, and he said he was going to start doing all the eBay stuff for this week, but then he said, well, if you show me a reasonable offer, I'll give it to you. I mean, my first offer was just $220. I was expecting to go up to like $350, and he said, yeah, sure. So, oh, and he threw in a little piece, which is crazy. He actually also gave me the Mario Kart Luigi Live, which is pretty crazy. I went to another garage sale and picked up this Xbox collection with some toys. And with these toys, this guy gave me this. This cost me $100. The toys and the Xbox games. Let's take a look here. But he said, I just have a binder of Xbox games. And I said, well, give you $100. So he took $100. I'll have to go through and price each one of these out. Hopefully I'll see some hitters. I didn't really have a chance to like look thoroughly. You never do at garage sales, but some good stuff in here. I feel like it's not going to be anything too crazy, but it'll be stuff that I can list for over the winter and everything. Oh, there's Halo. I don't know if that's worth a lot. Perfect Darks. Hey, Dead or Alive. Dead Rising. Not too shabby. So, yeah, man. For me, I'm pretty happy with the pickups. I've spent $220, $320, $470. So, $470 for all that stuff, plus this. Can't really go wrong, you know? So, sorry I'm quiet. I'm pretty tired. It's almost 12 a.m. So, and I gotta be up early for kiddo's birthday after church. So, my oldest son, we're having his birthday party tomorrow, so gotta do all that. But back to you, True. Hey guys, what's up? It's True here. So, I wanted to, after I showed you that video of like garage sale pickups, I did that earlier in the month. Today is currently the 29th, as you can see. I didn't post a video really this month because not much really interesting has happened. I found out about midway through the month that these are like the hardest months on sellers in eBay are June, July, and August because summer, people are outdoors. I mean, shoot, myself, we've been out a lot more, so I haven't been quite as honed in on selling as a lot of folks, you know, video game wise at least. And to be honest, when I do check, so let me give you guys a little perspective. I usually check throughout the week Facebook Marketplace. For the first 3 months, since March till June, I was probably checking Marketplace like once an hour just to see if any new listings for video games came up, anything of that nature. Now I'm probably checking it like twice a day if I'm lucky. Some days I just don't because I'm so darn tired. And it's harder when you're a parent doing this during the summer because you're going off of your kid's summer schedule, and my dude can be a handful sometimes. So plus I'm working all day with him there, so it's kind of difficult, but still, nonetheless, I think we had a pretty okay month, even though like it says yes I'm down 47% this month, but still guys, like 8,900, and then after listing fees you're probably going to take out about another 1,000, and then after shipping I would just safely say like another 1,000, so still a $6,000 month, almost $7,000 month. I'm not really going to be too upset about that, especially with the effort that I put into it. I didn't put nearly as much effort into it this month, I'm not going to lie, as I have the past 3 months. I don't know if it's just summer fatigue or we just been busy. Oh, I mean, I could come up with all the excuses in the world. Like June through October is like crazy for us because there's so many birthdays in the family. So every weekend we're out at birthdays, like places like Urban Air, Chuck E. Cheese, the pools, Waterworld, craziness, churches on Sunday. I'm very, very close to my church, so I'm always there to help. And throughout the week, again, after keeping up with my son all day and then taking him to karate and then picking up the littlest boy and then making dinner, the next thing I know is it's 9 o'clock at night. So still, as you can see here, I got a plethora of video games to get. This is from the 27th haul. This is part of it. I picked up a container, a Costco, one of these things, full of games, at a garage sale. Wish I recorded it. I should have recorded it. I got it all for $100. It's got all kinds of games in there from all kinds of systems. This is just the scratch of the surface. Like, this is what I was like, all right, I'll try and do this in the next couple of days. My son right now is over at my father's house, and I'm on my lunch break at work, so I just wanted to take a couple moments to talk. Yeah, sales are down. Yes, I saw about halfway through the month, I looked at other resellers on YouTube and they all talked about it, and a lot of ones were just like, this is known to be the slowest time of month. People who have been selling for years, they say this is the slowest time of the year, you know, so cool. I'm not too mad at it. I came into, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna show you guys here. I had a goal set this month of $300 a day, and that roughly estimated out to about $2,100 a week, which roughly estimates out to about $8,400 in the month. I don't believe this number. Again, yeah, I think like maybe 7,000 might be close. It might actually be like 6,000. I don't know. So who knows? But still, I'm not gonna lie, that's more money than I'm even making at my 9-to-5 job. So it's kind of crazy, you know. And it's felt slower, man. Like a lot less views, a lot less traffic as far as like sales per day. I'm probably averaging like 4 to 9 sales throughout the week a day, and then maybe like 10 sales on the weekend combined. So, and I've been doing minimum sale events. I've been doing like some for 5%, some for 10%. I did one this weekend for 12% just because my inventory is backing up, and so I was like, maybe I can sell some stuff and make room for the new stuff I brought in. But I did decide to go a little bit of a different route and not just focus on games at garage sales this weekend. I bought baseball gloves because this person was selling them for $1 each, so I bought 5 of them. And I was able to list them all for over $30. They're all Wilson and Rawlings gloves, so I was like, hey, cool, I'll just do 30 or best offer, and if I can even just get 20 for them, that's a big win for me. My mother-in-law gave me a whole bunch of brand name clothing and fry boots and everything that's been sitting in her closet, she said, for years, and I listed all that stuff for over $2,000. What? It's just been sitting in her closet. So I told her, I'll split the money with you. I'll give you like freaking, I don't know, I offered her like, what if I give you 70% and I keep 30? And she said, no, let's switch it. You take 70 and I take 30 because you're doing all the work. And I said, all right, thanks. So that's a big come up for my store. I bought a bunch of Under Armour shoes because this person so long story short, I went to a community sale in a very rich part of my state. A lot of like sports players live there, a lot of, the higher end folks. They're huge mansion type houses, and these guys were selling crazy stuff. I bought Gucci purses, I bought Michael Kors watches, brand new, still in the box. I bought Under Armour shoes, and people were selling them for like $1. So I went both days. I actually took time off of work on Friday, went there in the morning, and then went Saturday for the entire morning. And I bought all these designer name brand clothing and gloves and shoes, and I'm just listing them slowly. So kind of taking a different approach. I know it's not all video games, and I'm gonna focus more on video games because what's crazy is that on Sunday after church, we went to the garage sale that had all these video games, and they had a whole bunch of Ninja Turtle toys, and I bought all of that too. And so it was just crazy. It was just a crazy weekend. It always is crazy to me. This whole eBay adventure is always crazy because I bought 3 baggies of Ninja Turtle toys. There was like 10 turtles in each one for $1 a piece. The whole box of video games, and I'm pretty sure there's like almost 300 games in there, $100. So if you do the math, I'm paying roughly like 30 cents a game. Crazy. And then also from them, I bought several Nintendo Wii controllers for $2 each. I already took them to my local game store because the guy told me if you come across Wii controllers, I need them, and I'll give you 17 credit for each one. So instead of listing it and doing all that, even if I could have listed them for like $20 each, I don't care. I just took them and traded them in. I got the credit from that. So I'll probably take that back in a couple of weeks and go looking for Switch games. But yeah, the video games are kind of running slim, so this pickup was crazy, amazeballs for the store. But let's go through it, and I'll do it live on the calculator so you guys can see what I'm talking about here. So the first week, my goal again was to make $2,100 in the first week of June. I made, so on the my first week was definitely my best week. So on the first, I made $302. On the second, I made $701. On the third, I made $447. On the fifth, I made $189. On the sixth, I made $615. And on the seventh, I made $465. So for my first week, I did $2,904. So we're looking for $8,400. So let's see what we came in at. Week 2 was definitely one of the slower weeks. On the 8th, I made $92. On the 9th, I did $171. On the 10th, I did $70. On the 11th, I did $260. 12th, I did $350. 13th, I did $590. And 14th, I did $238, which brought it to $1,772 that week. This is before fees and everything, so. On the 15th, I made $220. On the 16th, I made $343. On the 17th, I made $199. On the 18th, I made $252. On the 19th, I did 549. On the 20th, I did 43. And on Father's Day was one of my craziest days of the year, or the month. I did 624. I sold a whole bunch of the GameCube and stuff like that. A couple of Nintendo Switches too. So, let me do that again. 2904 1772 plus 2229. And then week 3 happened. Completely abysmal. This is my worst week I've had all this time. On the 22nd, I did 64. On the 23rd, I did 401. 24th, I did 208. 25th, 268. 26th, 129. 27th, 256. And on the 28th, when I was doing a 13% sale, I did $97. Pretty abysmal, which brings up to $1,423. So, we wanted 8,400. We came up $70 short. Honest to God, I haven't done the math yet, and I still have technically today, which I've done. How much have I done today? 68. So probably about another 48 after fees and what do you call it? Fees and shipping. As you can see, I have a dispute open right now. This guy's address came back invalid, and he's disputing that I put the wrong address on there, even though anybody who's a seller knows you literally just click ship. So I don't really know how I would have done that, but okay. Anyway, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. So $70 short. I thought it was gonna be a whole lot worse. I thought I was gonna be in about probably 500 short, so that's pretty cool. That doesn't make me too mad. $12 here is because I bought that container for $100, and I want to see how much I list the container for. It's kind of a little fun challenge I do for myself. Yeah, it wasn't too rough. I did do several deals over the month. So I told myself too, and I'll show you here, really need to work on doing double ups on my deals, is the note I wrote to myself at the beginning of the month. So let's go over the deals that I talked about. So there's a guy named Chucky that I bought 48 Nintendo Switch games from at the very beginning of the month. That was actually the video that I posted at the beginning of the month where I was like, holy crap, I bought all this. This is crazy. He was in desperate need of cash, and he gave me a price, and I bought it. I didn't even know how much I was going to list it for. You're always chasing after that first big deal you did, which, if anybody knows, for me was back in March. I did a $500 deal for, I think it was like 70 Switch games plus 30 Pokemon DS games, and I will always chase after that kind of deal the rest of my life. This is a close second. Picked up 39 Nintendo Switch games for $480, and I was able to list it for $1,216. I did keep 10 of those games for a personal collection. So if you add on those 10 games, which you want to roughly estimate at about $20 each, you're talking another 200, so that would have been about $1,400, about $1,000 come up. So that was a win in my book. For a person named Brian, I bought a Nintendo Switch plus 6 games, a Mario Kart thing, which I just sold yesterday. Good news, finally. Took a month, and several accessories for $300, and I listed all of it for $702. Good job. Mario Kart Switch. It was a Mario Kart with this other game that comes with a ring. It's like a fitness game you can do on Switch. I paid $210 on that, and I listed it for $377, so not quite a double up, but okay. From another lady I bought was a Switch in 4 Nintendo Switch games. I bought it for $200, and I listed it for $325. From a person named Charles, I bought a Switch plus 12 games, and he included a Mario Kart that his son gave him right before I got there to pick it up. Bought that whole bundle from him for $420, and I listed it for $800, so almost a double up. A person named Nathan, I bought a Switch in an Xbox binder full of games that had no cases. I spent $300 on that, and I listed it for $949. So that's a win. That's actually a triple up. I went to Goodwill, and I picked up 9 Xbox One games for $64, and I listed it for $196. So that's almost a double up, or a triple up. Joel, he had Xbox games and an Xbox 360. I picked it all up from him for $160, and I listed it for $311. Alright. Garage sales on the 26th on Friday, which is what I'm talking about the last weekend. I spent $56, and that's what do all the rich people. I listed everything out of that for $800. Crazy. Now you get a load of this. Garage sales went back on the 27th. I paid $100, and I listed for $1,978. And then mom-in-law gave me brand clothes, listed for $2,000. So easily my biggest deals right there are non-video game related, except for Sunday, like I said, where I picked up that $100 for games. None of them are Switch or Nintendo or any. Well, there's Super Nintendo and Nintendo games, and Sega games, and there's PS4, PS5, PS3, PS2, and then a whole bunch of Xbox games. So no Nintendo Wii, unfortunately. I was hoping for Wii, and no Nintendo Switch, sadly. But I have a feeling that I'm probably gonna land somewhere in the ballpark of like $500 to $600 on that. So that kind of evens out for the ones that I was like pretty meh about in there. Now, going forward into July. Now, I'm not going to post this video until probably July 1st, July 2nd. Excuse me. Just because of the who knows, I might run into a pretty big deal on one of those 2 days, and so I kind of want to just give it the rest of those 2 days before I post the video, so that in case anything crazy does come up, like what if I find a game in there that doesn't have a title in there, because there's so many games in there that has, like, let's say Silent Hill, or it has, I don't know, a really crazy game, you know, that'd be cool. So for the sake of that, I'll wait to post this video until July 1st or 2nd when I have all these games posted back on my store, so I can give you guys a final rundown before I put the video in there of what actually happened there. But it's been kind of a, I don't know, evened out month, I guess. I'm not as like, I mean, I knew this would happen eventually. I wouldn't say that I'm like fed up with it or bored, but definitely I am not like as blown away and as energetic about it right now. And again, that could be summer fatigue with the kiddo, that could be, you know, just my general self with summer and everything. Like, summer is hot, it can wear down your conscience really easily, you get drained a lot easier. Whereas in March, when it was like 40 or 60 degrees outside every day, I was much more motivated and ready to go and do all those things. I'm having a lot more success at garage sales than I am on Marketplace, especially like just doing this experiment for the first time this month ever, actually, and picking up different stuff than video games. I'm in it for a lot less of a risk and a higher reward. Because video games, I'm averaging like spending anywhere between $2 and $10, $15 a piece on. I went and bought all those shoes for $1 each. I bought baseball gloves for $1 each. I bought clothes, purses, things like that for like $2. Like, it's a lot less risk, a lot higher reward. 2 of those Michael Kors watches that I bought for $2 each listed over $120. It's crazy. It's all crazy. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is that my goals for July, because now I understand, it is a lot less. I'm hoping to get $200 a day. $200 a day, I think, in the middle of summer, especially like that's gonna be my birthday month. It's gonna be my kiddo. I'm gonna do his birthday party a little late and do it on this month rather than June. We're gonna be a lot more busy. I am gonna go to the flea market a couple of times, which is about a 25-minute drive from here. I'm planning to go there on Saturdays before, or maybe a little bit in the middle of the day of garage sales, because I'm gonna go to some sales up north. And so when I go to those, I want to see if I find different stuff. You know, maybe I can find more video games there at a good deal. My mother-in-law says don't go to the flea market because they're going to try and charge you like eBay does full value. From the videos I've seen of people going to flea markets on YouTube, they find success. So I want to give it a try. I want to see what happens, you know? I think that'll be a fun little experiment. So I'll do that. And I'm just going to have more fun with it. Testing it out with all this different kind of stuff is pretty cool. My wife is enjoying that. She likes seeing the things that I bring home. She thinks it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to show her more stuff that's not just video games, because she kind of gets bored of video games. She's not really too into them. So I want to kind of do that for her too. So, but yeah, man, it's not that, like, I'm not trying to say, oh, I'm done with this is boring, I don't want to do it anymore. It's just now that I understand the ins and outs of it, I know more what to expect. I want to be better at it, and the only way to get better at it is to do different stuff and challenge yourself. Just doing strictly video games, you're going to run into a lot of people. Like, that's another thing too, is there's a lot of people on Facebook Marketplace right now that I'm just like, hey, I see you have a Switch and 2 games online for you want $360 for them. And I always put the same thing: if nobody else makes an offer to you, or if you can't get anything done, I pay it 50 to 55% and would be more than happy to keep that offer open for you for the duration. And I've had several people come back to me and just be like, you're a jerk, you're a pig, screw off, whatever, which everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but it's just like, and what's funny too is you still see those same postings listed. They're not being sold. So I'm just like, it's not really just me, man. Like, a lot of people are not really willing to pay that much on Nintendo Switch right now. Especially the Nintendo Switch 2 getting its second wave. Ocarina of Time's coming out on Switch 2. Like, you got that kind of stuff happening, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's not really like, I think I win this game pretty handily. It's nothing really too crazy right now. Yep. Have a nice day. It's morely just, this is kind of what's happening, man. This is kind of how it's going throughout the summer. I think with garage sales, I'm going to keep on going with that. I'm picking up a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm not listing all of it at once, because I'm going to need stuff to list throughout the winter. So this is stuff that I'm putting into like Costco buckets, and I'm putting it away in the garage, and it just says, Cody, open up in August, or open up in October, open up in November, because I'm just trying to give myself a job to have over the winter on eBay. So I want inventory. So what I would say is that I'm even doing that with the video games, by the way. Right now I'm probably listing about 30 to 35% of what I'm buying. The other 60% of it, I have downstairs in buckets in my garage that are just stored away, ready to go for when I'm ready to list it. So that's something that I can give you guys as a bit of advice, is prepare for what you can't control, which is winter. Especially in Colorado here. We get winters that are hit or miss. We had days in December where it's 60 degrees, and we also have days in winter where it's -8 and 6 feet of snow. So it's just hard to sell. it's hard to go by. You know, I know I'll be using Marketplace a lot more at that time, but I will also be thanking myself and patting myself in the shoulders for saying, hey, I waited to post all this stuff until now because now I still have a store. Whereas if it's all posted, I don't have stuff to list every day, because I know a lot of folks try and say you don't have to list every day, but I feel like eBay, if you're a seller, wants you to be interactive every day, which I don't blame. They want you to be there. So I'm there. I'm ready to go. So yeah, goals for this month are, again, when it comes to Marketplace, the times I do buy from Marketplace, if I even do this month, I will be looking for double ups on Marketplace. Garage sales, it's no holds bar. If they tell me their price is $1 on an item that's $100, I'll take the deal, damn it. But I mean, of course, if I know it's worth more, then I will probably come back to them and say, like, I've done that in the past. Hey, this is worth more than what you're asking for. A lot more. I'd like to give you a couple extra bucks. That's fine with you. But if it's stuff like shirts, things like that are just brand name, like those folks that I went to and everything, to be honest, I didn't even think the Under Armour shoes were going to list for over $30 each. I was thinking maybe like 10 or 15 bucks. So when I saw, nah, you get $30, I was like blown away. So that was really cool. I'll keep going with that philosophy on stuff like that, toys, things of that nature. I'll look for baseball gloves, toys, things like that, you know. So that'll be really cool. And I'll just keep it going that way, man. I don't really think that there's too much other to talk about with that. Flea markets, I'm going to give a try too. I'm pretty excited about that one, actually. I think that'll be a fun endeavor. And yeah, we'll just kind of go about it that way, you know. I'm not really too hyped up or as strong-willed as I was in March, again, because I was so blown away by everything that was going on. I didn't really think too much of it, man. I was just kind of like, this month I wasn't as blown away by the money I'm getting back, even though I'm spending a lot less money this month than I have the past 3 months. So also, I'm gonna have to start using the money that I'm making for actual like bills, like car payment, things like that. Like, it's gonna start helping me in that fashion. So I gotta be on the strings for that, you know. I'm just slowly dying here, aren't I? Jeez. But again, it's nothing to scoff at. You know, I'm going about it just fine. I think that it's all going okay, and I'm not too upset about it or anything like that. So I'll just keep going at it the way I'm going at it. You know, just keep trucking along. That's all I can do. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. Oh, I lose this game. Peace. But yeah, that'll be it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a lot of me rambling, but at the end of it, not too much craziness is going on with the store right now. So I have reached over 1,000 rating. That's pretty cool. I'm at top rated. I have one negative thing, which is hilarious because this came in late. This was from back in March. And I just showed up here now in June. So I was like, oh, wow, okay. And the person goes, the game doesn't even work. And they just posted it the other day. I was like, you waited 3 months to say the game doesn't work? Even though in the photos it shows me playing it. I did a video of me playing it, tested it, showed the save file. It was a Pokemon game. I'm submitting this to eBay, see if they'll take it off. All this stuff is down because, again, slower rate. I did go down on my ad campaigns. I was paying 15 bucks each every day. I've halved it because some are slow. So yeah, traffic's down, but that's to be expected. But I'm listed top rating. I only have a 0.13% defective rate. Tracking's at 100%. Late shipments at a 0, so that's all good. 289 positives. I can still list a ton more items. I don't know how I'm gonna keep up with that, but yeah, just one guy. I do got to catch up on this, which I will. I'll take some time and do that this month. But yeah, July, I hope will just be a good month. Just get me through July and August, and let's take off in September, is my hope. So, I'll be using these next couple of months to just really hunker down, optimize the business, and hopefully get ready for a crazy winter. Yeah, so anyway, guys, that'll be it for me. I hope you guys appreciate this video. If anything crazy happens before, you'll see it at the tail end of this, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Yes, let's go. Come on. Level head, heavy metal, lead foot up on the pedal.